Good morning. This is Eric Lofholm. I want to welcome all of you to Create Revenue Now. The focus of this webinar is to teach you short-term, in some cases, creative strategies to increase your sales results now. I have 7 golden nuggets to share with you today. This is going to be a very fast-paced webinar loaded with great content. Before I go any further, I would like to acknowledge you for being here this morning. If you're right-handed, take your right hand. If you're left-handed, take your left hand. Pat yourself on the back and tell yourself, great job for being in class today. I believe in encouraging yourself. I believe in you being your #1 cheerleader. So I regularly acknowledge myself. This morning, I had a 6:30 in the morning call. Eric, great job for getting up and delivering on your 6:30 call. I had a coaching session at 7 this morning. Eric, great job for delivering that great coaching session at 7. I had a call that I just did, a 15-minute call teaching the Napoleon Hill success principles. Eric, great job for doing that. You did awesome. Now I'm here with all of you. Eric, great job for putting together curriculum that can make a difference in the lives of those that are listening. Okay, I do that all the time. I do not negatively speak to myself. I don't beat myself up. So just always know that that's a choice. The language that you say matters. Self-talk matters. What you believe about your future matters. Creating more revenue starts with intention. The intention that you're going to make money this month. The intention that you're going to book appointments. Having an optimistic viewpoint and expectation that things are going to go in your favor. Now you go, but Eric, it's coronavirus. Eric, there's civil unrest. Eric, it's shelter in place. And there's all these things that are going on right now, right? And I'm not disputing that. But the future has not happened yet. So you get to decide how you create the future in your mind. And you can create the future and have negative expectations of the future, or you can create the future that things are going to go in your favor, that things are going to work out, that you are going to have success. I have built my business with this coronavirus situation. Now, part of why that's possible is I can do my business virtually. And some of you, it's not possible. And it's in some scenarios, you would not have been able to build your business. I had the good fortune that my business is virtual and I was able to do that. But in addition to that, if I had freaked out in my mind, which I did initially, but if I had stayed in that freaked out state, I would not have successfully grown my business. The dominating thoughts of your mind act like magnets, attracting to you what the dominating thoughts are. The dominating thoughts of your mind act like magnets, attracting to you what the dominating thoughts of your mind are. That's from Napoleon Hill. We become what we think about, Earl Nightingale. We become what we think about, Earl Nightingale. So the question is, what are you thinking about? And look, if you're in a fearful place, I get it. The media is pounding on the psyche of the American people. And this is happening all over the world as well, but especially here in America. And that's why I've turned off the news. I'm not watching the news right now because I don't need my psyche pounded on, okay? What I need to do, what I choose to do is focus on my goals and dreams. Put my energy on my goals and dreams. Fear and faith can't coexist. Fear and faith can't coexist. Any one of the ideas that I'm going to share with you today could hit your mind and create a breakthrough. Really open up your mind and hear what I have to teach you today. Today's content was created from my life experience of being in sales and being a business owner for the last 21 years. Being a business owner has its ups and downs. Those of you that are business owners know it's challenging. Even if you're a successful business, it's challenging. And there's times when it's been tough for me to make payroll. There's times when I've had adversity show up. There's times when my back was against the wall and I had to produce like I needed oxygen. So from those life experiences, I developed the content that we're going to go through today. I have two outcomes for the webinar. My first outcome, I want to give you a phenomenal training on creating revenue now. My second outcome, I am looking for clients right now in my new advanced coaching program. After I've trained you, at the very end of the webinar, I'm just going to walk you through the details. If that speaks to you, I would love to have you in the program. First things first, though, we're going to get you trained. All right, your first idea: collaboration, joint venture, strategic alliance. Collaboration, joint venture, strategic alliance. So you can go to somebody else. A very common collaboration is somebody that has a network or database with your target market. And that company or that individual would promote you, refer you, endorse you to their network or database to bring you brand new leads. And you see this in business all the time. In a huge business example, think of Barnes & Noble and Starbucks. Starbucks went to Barnes & Noble and said, hey, coffee and books, books and coffee. How about we put a Starbucks in the corner of your store? It's one of the least desirable retail spaces in a store because it's off in the corner. Like whoever goes to the corner of a bookstore, not a lot of people. Let's put a Starbucks over there. And here's the deal. Every cup we sell will give you a piece of the deal. Every pastry we sell will give you some of the revenue, and we'll pay you rent as well. And Barnes & Noble said, all right, let's try it with one store. They tried it with one store. It was so successful, they rolled it out to 500 stores. I estimate this one alliance has sold 50 million cups of coffee. You go, Eric, that's great for Starbucks. What does that have to do with me? Well, you can do this at any level, okay? You're in insurance and there's a real estate agent. You go to the real estate agent and you go, hey, how about I refer you as my recommended realtor? And in return, how about you refer me as your recommended insurance person? That's a form of a collaboration called a reciprocal referral relationship. And what if that insurance person not only did it with the realtor, but did it with the loan officer, somebody who sells cars, an attorney, 10 different industries. So the insurance person is now referring to 10 people and 10 people are referring to him or her. And over the course of the next 20 years, it makes that insurance person an extra $500,000 in commissions. Okay, that type of deal is happening all day, every day. I call this the $250,000 idea. So one day when my business was struggling and I needed revenue like I needed oxygen, I spoke out loud and said, God, how am I going to build my business in this economy? And I got a one-word answer: collaboration. No instructions, one word: collaboration. And I thought to myself, all right, who could I collaborate with? And I made a list of all my possible collaboration partners. So that's an exercise for you to do. Write this down in your notes. Make a list of all your possible collaboration partners. I made a list of 132 people. I looked at the list and was overwhelmed by the number of people. How am I going to build deep, meaningful relationships with 132 people? And the answer I got was, you don't. It's too many. So then I thought, well, how many people can I build deep, meaningful relationships with? And the answer I got was 4. The 4 names, the 4 photos that you see on the screen, that's Laura Langmeyer, Brian Clemmer, Alex Mendozian, and Bernie Dorman. So step number 1, you make a list of all the possible collaboration partners. Step number 2, you identify your top 4. Step number 3, you reach out and connect. And the conversation goes something like this. I'm reaching out. I'm looking to grow my business with collaboration. I'm reaching out. I'm looking to grow my business with collaboration. I've identified you as a possible collaboration partner. Would you be open to a virtual coffee meeting? Would you be open to a phone call? Would you be open to a breakfast? Would you be open to a Zoom meeting? And that's what I did. And I presented this idea of collaboration to all 4 of these individuals, and all 4 of them said yes, and over $250,000 in business came in. Think about that. God, how am I going to grow my business in this economy? Collaboration. I made the list. I picked my top 4. I reached out and connected, and poof, $250,000 or more came in. That's pretty incredible if you think about it. I'm even blown away by it. Ask for help, get the word collaboration, make a list, pick the top 4, reach out and connect, poof, money goes into the bank account. You can all do this. Take action on this idea. People are open to collaboration right now. Your next idea. If we were all in a hotel ballroom right now, I would say, let's do the level 10 exercise. Here's how it works. I'm going to say good morning. You say good morning back at a level 6 on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of energy and enthusiasm. So I would instruct you to follow my lead. When I say good morning, you say good morning back at a level 6 on a scale of 1 to 10. So I'd go, good morning, everyone. And then you guys would say good morning at a level 6. And then I'd go, great, let's do it again. This time a level 8. So I'd go, good morning, everyone. And then you guys would say good morning back at a level 8. And I'd say, okay, now we're going to play to level 10. Give it everything you got. I want you guys to pop up out of your chairs, full energy, full enthusiasm. I get the crowd all excited. I go, good morning, everyone. And then you guys would all jump out of your chairs. Good morning, Eric. And we'd all get fired up, right? So imagine we did that. First time that I had you do the exercise, you played at a 6, and the last time you played at a 10. So here's the question. Over the last 30 days, the month of June, what level did you play at in your business? What level did you play at in prospecting? Scale of 1 to 10, how was your attitude in the month of June? Scale of 1 to 10 in terms of, were you in a fearful place or a faithful place? Were you optimistic and positive and faithful, or fear, panic, and worry? Scale of 1 to 10, where were you at? Because who decides how we show up? Who decides what level we play at? We do. So I'm working with this client. It's a husband-wife real estate team. And they've made a lot of money implementing my ideas, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they still have a nice career in front of them. And one time I was on the phone, his name is Eric Edelman. And I was on the phone with Eric. And I asked him how he was doing, and he said, not good. And I had taught him to play, when I say level 10, here's the actual application of the idea. I want you to play at a 7, 8, 9, or a 10 consistently. In other words, in a perfect world, your bad days, you're playing at least a 7. You have a standard for how you show up. That's how I show up, 7, 8, 9, or 10 every day. So I taught this to Eric, 7, 8, 9, or 10 every day. So I said, how you doing? He goes, not good. I go, what's going on? He goes, the market's down. The real estate market's down. And it's affecting my business. So I said, over the last 30 days, what level have you been playing at? And he said 3 or 4. I said, so let me get this straight. The market's down and your response is a 3 or a 4? And he immediately got it. And it clicked for him. And he said, you know what? You're right. I'm stepping up. And he stepped up and he turned it all around out of his beingness, how he showed up. So when I say to you, what level have you been playing at over the last month? And if any of you say, well, 3 or 4, thank you for your honesty. But hello, there's a thing called coronavirus. We're dealing with civil unrest. If there was ever a time for you to step up, it would be when? Right now. Now, if you've had a hard time stepping up, I get it. Because listen, we're all under trauma. Literally, we are under trauma. And so if you are unable right now to play 7, 8, 9, or 10, I want to acknowledge that. And I'm not going to expect you, if you're like, Eric, I'm like right now with all that's going on with the virus, I'm freaked out. I get that. That's a different conversation. But if you're listening to me right now, if you're doing okay, like if you're okay right now, then my advice to you is 7, 8, 9, or 10. And not just civil unrest and the virus, like all the time for the rest of your life. You show up as the powerful leader that you are. You step up and you show up. Okay, next idea. Have a sale or offer an incentive for buying now. So when coronavirus hit, I rolled back my prices on my entry-level product to what I offered in 2009 when we had the last global financial situation. And I'm like, look, we're doing a sale. We're offering a discount. And today at the very end, when I offer you the coaching package, I'm going to offer you advanced coaching at the lowest price I've ever offered it because of the coronavirus. And so as a company, I've adjusted my strategy to fit with what's going on in the world right now. So I used to work for Tony Robbins. I'm a big Tony Robbins fan. I learned a lot from Tony. And Tony does live seminars. Some of you, maybe you've been before. You've heard of the famous Firewalk seminar that Tony teaches called Unleash the Power Within, or UPW. So he's taught this seminar for like 30 years. It's always in person. Well, you can't have like 10,000 people meet right now because of the virus. So what does Tony do the other day? He sells a virtual UPW for $345. Okay, that's a lower price point than he's ever offered UPW, and it's virtual. And guess what happened? 10,000 people signed up. 10,000 people signed up. Okay, because he pivoted to what's going on in the economy, and he put his product on sale. All right, next idea, higher level strategy. So what I'm doing is I'm just hitting you with all these different ideas, planting seeds of greatness in your unconscious mind, looking for something to land with you where your imagination goes, oh, that's a good one. I'm going to do that. I'm going to implement that. So higher level strategy. When I worked for Dante Pirano, my first mentor, I got up to $50,000 a month in gross sales. Okay, commission on that's 20%. So you're looking at 10 grand. I made 10 grand at my height of doing phone sales for Dante. And I was working like a dog. I was working 50 hours a week, 10-hour days, grinding on the phone to produce the 50,000 to make the 10 grand. Then Dante promoted me to be a speaker. In the first month I spoke 4 times, and I was selling from the stage. I did 160,000 in 4 speeches. Okay, so 50 grand working like a dog, speaking, barely. I was spare time. I was barely working, and my revenue went to 160,000 in a month. So what am I teaching you? Higher level strategy. Okay, Think and Grow Rich, the book title from Napoleon Hill. Step back and think about your business and think about what strategic moves can you make. Higher level strategy. So right now you're on a webinar with me. I'm getting ready. I'm not ready to do this today, but in the very near future, when I do these webinars, I'm going to be live streaming. So right now you don't see my face, you see the PowerPoint slides. I'm going to create a studio, a video studio in my home with state-of-the-art equipment, lighting and camera and microphone and the whole thing. And I'm going to deliver an extraordinary virtual experience when I train like this. Okay. same training, same content, same strategy, same ideas, same voice inflection, same enthusiasm, different equipment. And I'm anticipating a massive growth in my business by creating a higher level experience by simply equipment, okay? That's a Think and Grow Rich idea, where I'm using my mind to go, how can I create more value? Well, I can create a better training experience. I can get better equipment. And the cost to set this whole thing up, it's gonna cost me like $2,000. That's it. $2,000 to make this massive improvement in the delivery of the training. Next idea, group selling with public speaking or webinars like what you're on now, or Zoom or Facebook Live, where you're speaking to groups. That's the strategy I did when I worked for Dante years ago to go from 50,000 to 160,000. You can sell one-to-one or one-to-many. There's over 60 people on this webinar right now. How long would it take me to deliver 60 one-on-one presentations? That'd be like a month worth of work. So I can do a month worth of work in 1 hour. I can do a month's worth of work in 1 hour. This morning at 6:30, I had 5 people on a call. At 7:45, between the recordings and live, I'll train about 600 people. Okay, so I've already reached 605 people, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning. And now I'm reaching another 60 plus, and another 60 will watch the replay of this. So leverage. You go, but Eric, I don't know how to do webinars. I don't know how to do public speaking. Look, you can learn it. All skill sets can be learned. This is one of many things I can coach you on. If you want to coach with me, I'm going to offer you this awesome program at the end, and I can develop you, and we can work on all these skills. All of this is learned skills for me. As you may know, I'm a former cook at McDonald's, and I'm a college dropout. And now I'm an international sales trainer training in some of the finest companies in the world. So how is that possible? How could a college dropout become an international trainer? Because I developed my skills. I kept working on my skills. All of it can be learned. Facebook can be learned. Social media can be learned. Webinars can be learned. Technology can be learned. Public speaking can be learned. Email marketing can be learned. Networking can be learned. I talked to a client this morning, and he says, you know, Eric, I'm not good at networking. I said, mindsets are not fixed, they're flexible. He was speaking as if, I'm not good at networking now. I was not good at networking in the past. I will not be good at networking in the future. And the reality is, he was not good at networking in the past. Today, he might not be all that great, but he can become good at networking. He can become great at networking. He can master networking. He has that ability, as do you. Your potential is extraordinary. These times require a pivot, and they require innovation, and they require increased skill set. When you do speaking, Zoom, group presentation, or webinar, you can do it to generate leads. You can do it to set appointments. You can do it to close sales. You can do all 3 of those. So this is my client here, Brett and Sherry Miller, and they had never done webinars before. So I was coaching them. I said, look, I want you to do webinars, and they agreed to do it. So we agreed, okay, on this day, I'm going to do this webinar. And then we got on our next coaching call, and I said, how did the webinar go? And they said it didn't go. I go, what do you mean? They go, we didn't do it. I go, what? Why didn't you do it? And Brett said, I wasn't able to get the PowerPoint slides good enough. So he had a goal, he had a plan, and he hit a roadblock that prevented him from taking action. And so I coached him around that. And I said, look, I use very basic PowerPoint slides. So just get the slides done. You're probably trying to make them too perfect focus on completion versus perfection. So he got it. Next time we get on the call, how'd your webinar go? He goes, it went great. That December, in large part due to adding webinars, group selling as a part of their strategy, they had their best December ever in 11 years of owning their own business. So Brett and Sherry Miller, they weren't doing webinars. They started doing webinars, and then they had their best month ever. Now, they have the benefit of webinars for the rest of their life. What happens for many people, and I know this from experience doing thousands of coaching calls and doing this work now for over 2 decades, is that many people get stopped by their comfort zone. I can't do webinars because I'm uncomfortable. I can't do Instagram because I'm uncomfortable. I can't reach out to somebody over Facebook because it's uncomfortable. Take action in the face of resistance. That's counterintuitive. Take action in the face of resistance. Manifesting formula. Idea, goal, plan, execute. I'm going to put it up on the board because it's that important. Okay, the manifesting formula. You guys can take a picture of this if you have a camera phone, or write it down. Idea, goal, plan, execute. This is simple, but it's really powerful. Okay, idea, do webinars. Goal, do a webinar on July 29th at 5 o'clock in the evening. Plan, create the landing page, put the marketing strategy together, get the PowerPoint slides done, put the script together, execute, deliver, make it happen. Many people will think the thought, you know, I really should do a webinar, and they never get a clearly defined written goal. You know, I really should write a book, never get a clearly defined written goal. Now, I teach a lot of people how to write books. And a very common thing that happens, somebody gets an idea, I should write a book. Then they start working with me, and I train them on how to do it. So their goal is, and a lot of people, by the way, they never set a publishing date. So there's no clearly defined goal. They're just, I want to write a book. They sign up for the book writing class, and then nothing happens. Okay, so then here's a very common thing. They have the idea, I want to write the book. They say they're going to get the book done. They probably don't have a clearly defined goal. They put the plan together. They get the book 80% done, and they don't finish it. And I've had this happen with so many people. And that's where idea number 4 comes in, execute. March, okay? When you put your plan together, number 3, that's your marching orders. So now that you have your marching orders, go march. Take action in the face of resistance. Execute, produce the results. See, what happens is people get in their head. They get in their head, and I've had this happen to me too. They get in their head and they talk themselves out of it. Idea, goal, plan, execute. That's a formula that can help you be more successful every day for the rest of your life. This is a formula that can help you to be more successful every day for the rest of your life. Idea, goal, plan, execute. Before I go any further, I want to take a moment and acknowledge you for being here today. It's possible that you're going to learn an idea that's going to create a breakthrough for you that's going to change your life. You're one idea away from breakthrough. You're one relationship away from a breakthrough. You're one account away from a breakthrough. Next idea, script out your presentation. Now, if you've been in my conversation for a while, you know that I teach to write a script for your presentation. Some of you have even signed up for advanced script training with me. And I want to tell you a quick story about a client of mine, Rhonda Scher, who signed up for advanced script training with me, and she never came to class. So she signed up because she's like, I need this, but the whole idea of scripting was uncomfortable, so she resisted it. And she came to one of my speaking trainings, and in this particular training, we gave you a script. And it's a small group, like 6, 7 people. You got your script, and then we tell you, okay, day 1, here's your script. I want you to learn part 1 of your script. It might be like a 4-minute front of the room thing. So all the students are to go home that night and practice the script, and then they deliver it the next day with, they're allowed bullet points, just bullet points, but you can't just read from the script. So the first person gets up, and I'm there with my partner, Tony Martinez, and we're sitting at the back table, and we're judging people like the American Idol. It's kind of an intense thing, right? You have to get up in front of your peers and in front of Tony and me, and you give the script, right? And we coach you. First person does pretty good. We give them some coaching. Next person gets up. They do pretty good. We give them some coaching. Next person gets up. They do pretty good. Then Rhonda gets up. And Rhonda bombs. And she was, I think, the only professional speaker in the group. And she bombed. And because she didn't work on the script. So we said, Rhonda, we can't even coach you. All we can tell you is learn the script. So she got up the stage, gave them part 2 for the next day. They go home that night, they practice part 2, they come in, first person gets up, does a pretty good job, we coach them. Second person, pretty good job, we coach them. Third person, pretty good job, we coach them. Rhonda gets up there again. Bombs again. Refused to work on the script. We said, Rhonda, look, we can't even coach you. All we can tell you is work on the script. And she got it the second day. Something clicked in her brain. And she said, you know what? I have to stop winging it. And I need to start using the script. So the next day she came in. And when it was her turn to speak, this was the first time that she actually had practiced on the script. And she did pretty good. The big idea, though, was this. It clicked in her brain to stop resisting scripting and start embracing scripting. The reason that she's in a photo in front of this car is Rhonda had a business goal and dream to buy a car for her husband out of profits from her business. And she wanted to pay all cash for the car. You know, normally you buy a car, like if I go buy a car, I just lease it or I buy it on a monthly payment. I don't know if I've ever gone to a dealership and paid cash for a car, but that's what Rhonda's goal was. And because she was winging it, she wasn't really making much money. She started scripting out her presentations. 6 months later, directly related to scripting out her presentation, she went down and bought that car for her husband. She paid $48,000 cash, and the biggest change she made in her business was scripting out her presentation. So why am I telling you this? Because this webinar is called Create Revenue Now. So if you're winging your presentation, you're leaving money on the table. If you're winging your presentation, you're leaving money on the table. Now, if you don't know how to script out your presentation, then you might consider training with me, and I'm one of the world's experts on teaching sales scripting. Just like I taught Rhonda, I could teach you as well. Okay, here's your next idea. You want to make more money? You want to create more revenue now? Run more presentations. Think to yourself right now, do I need to be running more presentations? If the answer is yes, bingo, you just got an idea that's going to make you more money. 2, improve your sales skills, which will increase your closing ratio. 3, sell higher price products. So here's RV. When I started working with RV, now she's the one closest to the Century 21 sign. The reason she's in front of a Century 21 sign is she's there with her realtor, and that's her house in the background that she bought with my help. I helped her increase her income so she could go and become a homeowner again. So she had been a homeowner, life showed up, she had to sell her house, she was renting, she always wanted to become a homeowner again, didn't have the money, and I skyrocketed her income. And one of the ways we did it is when we started working together, the highest priced product she was selling was $250. So she started selling $1,000 products, $4,000 products, $25,000 products. Okay, if you're selling a $250 product, you start selling a $25,000 product, you can see how her income skyrocketed. She became debt free. She went and bought this wonderful home for her to have pride of ownership and also to build her retirement nest egg, her retirement wealth through real estate. When you make more money, you have new opportunity, new possibility. You can fully fund your retirement account. You can become debt free. You can take a vacation. You can go buy a new car. You can buy real estate. You can get a new wardrobe. You can get a new computer, get the latest phone, whatever you want. And it's there to be had. In a little bit, I'm going to invite you to do an advanced coaching program with me. There's a fee for the advanced coaching program, but check it out. When I coach you, if you do what I say, you're going to make the money back to pay off your coaching, just like RV did. And then you have the coaching skill set that you develop for the rest of your life. It's a no-brainer. Would you invest $5,000 in a stock if it would return $50,000? And the obvious answer is, of course I would. Well, I don't have any stocks for sale today. But what I do have is a way for you to invest in the most valuable asset you have, which is you, your ability to make money. RV, by the way, is one of the top public speaking trainers in the world today. Improving her sales skills has helped her manifest that to starting a business out of her home and building an international training company and becoming one of the best in the world at what she does. And I was able to successfully help her do that. Okay, last idea, do a product line extension. So Apple was a computer company. Steve Jobs saw, okay, the vision, the future is the smartphone. People are going to all want a smartphone. So if we build a smartphone, then our computer customers that love us, they'll likely buy the phone. We have a built-in customer base. And they built the iPhone, and the rest is history. And they became, I think, the first $1 trillion company in the world, the highest valued company in the world, and well, I'm not going to say it was the number one reason. One of the top 5 reasons that Apple became so successful is the iPhone, which was a product line extension. So this is Rick Silva. Rick's in the middle there. And Rick decided to do a product line extension and sell land of all things. Rick is a land banker. Rick owns a networking training company. It's kind of like BNI, but it's his own version of it. It's called B2B Gathering. So he's making like 80 grand a year with B2B Gathering, and he does a product line extension. He keeps B2B Gathering and starts selling land to all of his contacts. And he and his wife last year, I think they made $400,000. So he's making 80, and he's still making that 80. And then he added land. He hired somebody to run his networking company, and they made $400,000 last year. That's a product line extension. I've done this strategy many times in my company. And it's either me offering additional, like I'll invent a new product for Eric Lofholm International, or I'll rep somebody else's product. I might rep somebody else's product as an affiliate, and I'll offer it to my database. Hey, everybody, here's a product that I think would be great for you. And then those sales come in, and I get my affiliate commission. So sometimes I'm repping somebody else's product. Sometimes it's my own product. So what I'd like to do right now, just take a couple minutes and extend an invitation. There may be a couple of you listening right now that you're in a place where you could go to a whole new level with coaching. And I believe in coaching. That's why I've invested over $200,000 in coaching, seminars, mentoring programs through the years. And the reason why I invested $200,000 is because I recognize I want to grow me. And if I grow me and I acquire skill sets, you can never take those skill sets away. So I love helping grow my clients. And this product, this advanced coaching program, I think, and I'm biased because it's my product, but I truly think it's the best product at this price point for developing your sales and business skills. It truly, truly delivers. And I want to walk you through this product, and I'd like you to strongly consider joining this program. Now, I'm not going to ask you to sign up today. What I'm going to ask you to do, if you'd like to learn more, is interview. And I'll pair you up with one of my staff. And then together you guys can just have a conversation about the program. And together you can decide if the program's right for you. So right now, today, you don't need the money today. And you don't have to decide about signing up today. All you're going to do is go, wow, Eric, that looks like a great program. Yeah, I'd like to talk to one of your team about the possibility of joining the program. So what's included? Some of you know my Protege product line. I have Silver Protege, Gold Protege, and Platinum Protege. And I believe these are the finest web-based training, sales training programs in the world. So in the advanced program, you get all 3 Protege levels. You also get a one-on-one business coach. And there's a couple different reasons for that. One, I don't want anybody to slip through the cracks. So you're going to be having regular sessions with your business coach to ensure you don't slip through the cracks. 2, to help you with your strategy. 3, to hold you accountable. And 4, just to have a really awesome human being that's your coach, that's going to believe in you. So you're going to get a business coach that I've mentored. I'm going to invite you to my Inner Circle membership, which I'll explain in a moment. I lead a once-a-month virtual mastermind. So you're going to get invited to that virtual mastermind. It's not required, but it's available if you want to mastermind with me. And then we have a monthly virtual networking session. Not required, but if you want to network with me and the other members, and you guys can do business with each other and you can refer each other. So you get that as well. You're going to learn sales skills. We're going to transfer skill sets over from me to you. You're going to learn sales scripting. You're going to learn team building. Some of you need to build a team. And if you need to learn that, that's one of the skill sets I'll be teaching. You're going to learn vision. I was talking to a client today about creating his vision for the next, he's got about 15 years left in his career. And he's never documented what he wants his career to look like. So that's going to be transformational for him. I'm going to teach him, I am teaching in my vision process. I want to teach that to you as well. You're going to learn technology, social media, mindset, how to stay out of fear and access faith, positivity, and stay productive. We have a 3-month version of the program, a 6-month, and a 1-year. If you do the 1 year of the advanced coaching program, you're a lifetime member. I never in the past have offered 3-month versions of this when I've offered the 1 year. And the reason why I'm offering a 3-month is because I can give that to you at a much lower price point. And some of you might be in a tight financial spot due to the coronavirus, and I just don't want money to stand in the way of you receiving this advanced coaching. So my hope is the 3-month option is priced low enough that it'll be affordable for any of you that want the training. We're going to train live weekly, just like the training you're doing with me right now. You will know in advance the topics. So any class that you want to learn, like today I invite you to Create Revenue Now. And you're like, hey, I want to learn Create Revenue Now. So you showed up for class. Awesome. So if you want to learn how to write a book, you show up for the book class. If you want to learn script writing, you show up for the script writing class. If you want to learn team building, you come to the team building class. If you want to learn social media, and we always record the classes if you can't make them. So what's going to happen for you over the next 3 months, if you do the 3-month version, or 6 months, or 12 months, if you do 12 months, it's lifetime, okay? Whichever level you sign up for, what's going to happen is you're going to be growing critical skill sets that you're going to have for the rest of your life. So this is really about not only the rest of this year, but the rest of your life, growing you to become the best version of yourself. You're going to get an all-access pass to all of my training classes. The only exception is Dr. Moyne and I, my mentor, we have some classes that we do together that are not a part of this program. But all of my classes, and there's a huge number of classes you're going to have access to, you're going to get an all-access pass to all of my classes. Your business coach is going to work with you twice a month. So these are elite business coaches that know my content inside and out. They're going to be your own personal coach to believe in you, and they're going to work with you twice a month. Now, my inner circle, these are 1.5 day virtual immersion courses. Breakthrough to Success is a personal development boot camp teaching you about visualization, confidence, vision, goal setting, mindset, all the personal development ideas. So if you want to learn that, you're going to get a ticket to that, and you can do it live or the recording. Joint venture mastery, that's for those of you that want to learn or get better at joint ventures, collaboration, strategic alliances. So if that's you, you're going to want to come to that. We're going to train for a solid 1.5 days, live or the replay. We're going to teach you all my best techniques about joint ventures. I've done millions in joint ventures. And then the last one is technology mastery, and that includes social media. So software to use to accelerate your business. Social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. How do we use these tools to grow your business? Technology mastery, that's great for a beginner in technology, or even if you're advanced, it's a great course for you as well. So those are immersion courses. Our virtual mastermind, if you want to mastermind with me, we mastermind every third Friday of the month. And if you do the 1-year membership, you get to do that for life with me. Monthly virtual networking. We're doing 3-hour networking once a month. You come as often as you want while you're in the program. If you're a lifetime member, you get to network with my community and with me for life. Bonus for being one of the first 20 to register. So we have a couple slots left. I've been promoting this course over the last few weeks. If you're one of the first 20 to register, you're going to get a 2-hour one-on-one session with me, and I'm going to look at your overall sales and marketing strategy. I want to take a look under the hood at any scripts you have, any web copy. I want to look at your website. I want to talk to you about your strategy. I just want to help you. I want to come in and see where you're at and then give you my best recommendations on what you can do to really accelerate. So you're going to get 2 hours with me. And if you have a partner, they can join that call, or anybody on your team, or it can just be you and I. The total value of this package is $28,000. When you add everything up, this is a $28,000 package. I'm offering it for $5,000 or 12 payments of $500. That's for the lifetime membership. There's 3 different ways you can do the course. You can do the 1 year, which makes you lifetime, and it's a one-time payment of $5,000 or $500 a month for 12 months, or you can do it for 6 months. That'll take you through the end of this year. So if you want to just work with me the second half of this year, it's $2,500 or $500 a month for 6 months. Or we have a 90-day program. 3 months, it's $1,250, $500 a month for 3 months. It's the same program. It's 3 different ways to join the program. Now, obviously the best value is the lifetime membership, because you can be masterminding with me for the next 10 years, doing all my classes for decades to come. If money's an issue, then do the 3-month. My hope is that $1,250 is within reach for you, or the payment option. Now, again, right now, I'm not asking you to sign up. All I want to know is, do you see a possibility for you for this program to help you? And if you do, then I want you to request an interview. If you request an interview in the next 10 minutes on the honesty policy, I'm going to include it, if you decide to join, an extra half-an-hour coaching session with me, and copies of my autographed copies of 2 of my best-selling books. So the way you're going to request an interview is you're going to send me a text or an email. So my text number there, 916-626-1945. You can call or text me at that number and say, Eric, I was on the webinar. I'd like to interview for one of the coaching slots. Or you can send me an email. Now, just so we're clear, you're not committing to joining, and you don't have to have the money organized. All you're doing is saying, I see something, Eric, here that could help me. And I'll tell you from my own experience, and many of you know this, I started off as a bottom producing salesperson. and now I'm an elite international trainer. So how do you go from struggling salesperson filled with fear to a good salesperson, to a great salesperson, to a top producer, to then an elite trainer training in the finest companies in the world? And the answer is skill set. And you can say, well, Eric, it's mindset. Well, mindset is a skill set. I had to learn how to be confident. I had to learn how to get out of fear. I had to learn to apply my thinking to be in a place of faith or positivity. And I've learned all the best practices, at least most of them, for sales, technology, social media. And I want to transfer these over to you. And I want you just to imagine, how successful could you be if you upped your skills, if you ran more appointments, if you were more confident, if you had improved technology. Guys, this is a no-brainer. One of my sayings when I offer programs like this is, whether you join my program or not, you pay either way. There is an investment in the program. It's $1,250 to $5,000, depending on what level you sign up for, or $500 a month. So there is an investment, but there's a cost to not knowing what I have to teach you. So when I started my career and I signed up for coaching, and I was the bottom guy at my company, within 60 days, I was the top producer making 10 grand a month. I went from 2 grand a month to 10 grand a month. Boom, like that, directly related to coaching. So this is a no-brainer. This is an absolute no-brainer, and I'm thrilled to help those of you that would like my help. If it's a little scary, like, wow, it's a lot of money, and for some of you, it might be. I get that. But remember, fear and faith can't coexist. So don't focus on the scary part. And that's true for anything. Prospecting, asking for the order, wherever you're experiencing fear, pivot away from fear into faith. Focus on, this is going to work. I believe in Eric Lofholm. He is going to help me. And you can count on me. And we're going to make this happen. So call or text the number right now. Do it right now, 916-626-1945. Say, I want to request an interview. You're not committing to anything. Take action right now. It's going to feel fantastic when you do this. Or send me an email at eric@ericlofholm.com. This is your next step towards a greater life. You literally, in the moment you send the email or you send the text, you're going to feel empowered. I'm not asking you to sign up right now. I'm asking you just to take the next step. The next step is to send me an email right now. You literally will feel powerful in taking that step, because you're like, wow, I took an action today to better my life, to further explore the possibility of this coaching opportunity. So send me a text right now, 916-626-1945. Email me right now, eric@ericlofholm.com, to request an interview. Have a wonderful, successful rest of your day. I acknowledge you for joining me today. My hope is something I shared with you reached you in a way where you're like, I learned something, I'm glad I came, and I'm going to take what I learned and I'm going to apply it. Thank you for joining me. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.